Please, yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Before I begin, is anyone here for the first time? Where did you hear about our program?
Actually, I just read it online.
Oh, good. All right, perfection of the internet. And so the rest of you have been coming for many years, apart from those who are wearing the funny colors? How many have been coming more than 1 year, 2 years to this program? Very nice. Well, you're an educated audience. And I'd like to ask if anybody has a question. I can incorporate any question you may have into our talk. If anyone has some kind of question that they've been thinking about spiritual life, I'd be happy to answer that in our discussion. Makes a little, keeps everybody awake. When's he going to answer the question? There it is! But if anybody has anything they would like to ask, I can incorporate that. Yes?
Sometimes during the reading this Vedic scripture, we can see that people are quiet, then there is rain.
Mm-hmm.
And here in London we have pretty much rain. But it doesn't
Say it again?
In London we have a lot of rain. Rain,
okay, yes.
But when we look here outside the window, it doesn't look that it's very quiet atmosphere.
Okay, I will incorporate that one. Now you got to keep awake. Oh, there it is. Thank you. I like this. It's nice. Well, it's interesting for those who have heard this philosophy in a brief for your first time maybe, or you've read about it, especially in the books that we distribute, Bhagavad Gita as it is, and Srimad Bhagavatam. It's quite an amazing teachings, quite an amazing philosophy. They tell me maybe at most you get 200 people coming for the Sunday program. But in London you have 7 million people. So how many persons are interested in ancient philosophy, ancient teachings? I mean, only 200 people are here. You could have, like in India, when they have Bhagavad Saptahas, they'll have TVs on the outside. I notice you have a nice park across the street, this direction. Or you could have TVs out there, But actually, not many people are interested about Atma Tattva, or knowledge of the self. So it's quite an inconceivable philosophy, and it's so attractive for the old, the medium, those who have had some perspective, and the new. But we shouldn't, as an older devotee, think, I've heard it all. Oh yeah, you're not the body. I've heard this, I've heard that. Because what happens is, Srila Prabhupada described that typing is non-different from chanting. When you're glorifying Krishna, like when Prabhupada would write these transcendental literatures, it is direct glorification of the Supreme. So we don't want to become wooden-headed, taking things for granted. I've heard this before. I've heard this again. But ultimately it is ever fresh. Because when I say becoming wooden-headed, taking things for granted, we lose faith that every person, as we enter the spiritual path, who's been sent our way, is there for a reason. Every person. I was kind of laughing during the kirtan because I was thinking of like a submarine, this building. First time here, I've heard about it. But so much is happening. And it's like you have to go straight up and straight down. Do they have a what do you call it, periscope, to see if new people are coming? But it's like compact, but it's right in the middle of the city. But what a powerful place for preaching. And Preaching Krishna consciousness means what? To place yourself in the shoes of others. For our book distributors, a very important principle. The distribution of knowledge, whether you're a temple president, a manager, a pujari, is not a reality of technique. In Los Angeles, one Mataji said, Srila Prabhupada, I dressed for Rukmini Dwarkadis this morning. And Prabhupada said, you have not dressed. The deities are dressing themselves. Now, for a pujari who's doing intimate service, there is a very intimate relation. Or a manager who facilitates the communication work of Krishna consciousness, you have to work with many different persons, working together, persons of different consciousness. And by the way, for a manager, Krishna sends just enough money to get by. Unless you're very fortunate. But in that way, we see these challenges in all levels. For someone like yourself who's come for the first time, you look at the internet, and you felt there was some information about the address, and you came, there's the address. There's the temple. And the devotee says, go upstairs. And there was a temple commander with a martial arts security jacket. I was going, my goodness, what's going on? Does he have a club? No, I'm joking. But but I was seeing how every individual has a different contribution they can make. But you place faith in the internet, which it's good to place faith in some parts of the internet. Other parts of the internet is not so important. And but placing your faith, you came here and you saw, I came upstairs and there's a temple and they're beautiful deities, they're devotees. So similarly, as we hear knowledge about Atma Tattva, we begin to gain faith that there's a higher reality. And just think about this, that most of us have been born in states of forgetfulness. But by this Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, by the process of hearing and chanting, remembering Krishna, we awaken to a reality of who we are, where we've come from, and where we're going. Now, quite amazing. The fact that as parts and parcels of the Supreme, because you learn the philosophy, we are eternal. And each one of you are driving particular bodies according to your desires in your previous situation. Male body, female body. Obviously, in a previous life, you had an attraction towards the opposite, gender. And that meditation carries you at the time of death. And in this way, according to the gender factor, as we drive a female body, as we drive a male body, we have to be cautious to see each one of us as a relationship to the Supreme. That's why I'm saying different persons, different calibers working together to see each other in relationship to the Lord. Whether you're new or you're an old hand on deck. I don't know, I get this submarine feeling, old hands on deck. That it's important to remain ever fresh in the process. So this verse I was going to read talks about this principle of peace. Because people want to be peaceful in this world. Does anyone want anxieties in life? Or I think they have these groups where they cause each other pain. Was it masochist society? Do you like pain? Anyone relish pain here? You hit your head and go, oh, do it again, that's nice. Stub your toe. Think about that. Your pinky toe supports the body to some degree. Doesn't do. You can get away without it. But when you hit it against the wall, ooh! Did you say nectar? Have you seen a baby when they come out of the womb? A baby going, oh boy! I'm in the material world. Cool! All these people with white coats. Which nowadays in the hospitals, is whites out. It's more or less a variety pack, like jeans are in. In India, it's like this. They have it in the medical profession in the UK. Australia means you got to wear jeans as a doctor. Because you don't want a distant relationship with the patient. No? Oh, so the UK has got more traditional.